We are back in BMX streets today, and basically ever since I've started uploading videos on this, I don't think I've actually posted a video without getting comments asking what my settings are in game. Now I'm gonna go over all the settings, all the mods that I use, where you can find that kind of stuff, the controllers I use, and yeah, just kind of give you guys an idea of what all I play on. Let's just get a quick little line through this park here, up until I fall, and then yeah, we'll go ahead and go through some settings here. I feel like maybe some people think I've got some sort of hidden settings. I mean, the only settings I could really see wanting to know are like the camera settings, if you like the way my game looks with my camera. But yeah, I don't know. I'll show you guys everything. And when it comes to mods, I don't really use too many mods. Really, the only mod I use is the part tweaker mod, just so I can have I mean, really it's just for the longer pegs, but I mean, I do have my my seat cranked up quite a bit. But yeah, anytime here we're gonna fall, and we'll get into the settings here. Let's just send it on a huge wall right here. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's get up here. We'll go with the in-game settings first. Open up our settings here. I run basically everything on ultra, and then I turn everything below anti-aliasing off. The in-game anti-aliasing just makes it look really blurry, so I don't use that. Dynamic resolution, I don't need to use that because I get pretty good FPS, but if you are getting a low FPS, you could turn that on and use Fidelity X or DLSS if you're on an NVIDIA card. Screen space reflection, I mean, look at, like, do you guys see a difference with this on and off? I don't see a difference. Chromatic aberration, I really don't like the way that looks, so we just turn that off. Audio, this is kind of personal preference here. Video, again, this is just, I mean, there's nothing really in here. The only thing that's important in here is I run my VSync at 1/2. That's because I have a 240 hertz monitor. The game runs the best at 120 FPS. If you're running anything above that, you might actually run into some inconsistencies. Like if I swap this to on, I notice my quick hops aren't as responsive. Sometimes they're a bit delayed, and that's really the only difference I notice when it comes to the way the game plays. So I always just run it at 1/2, and yeah. All right, after video, we've got gameplay. I have HUD off, grind assist off, hide completed challenges on, my stance is right, toggle slow motion. This right here, I don't know, it should pop up. Sometimes it's hidden, but basically all this is when you go into slow motion. When I'm going into slow motion right now, and we don't have that vignette effect, whereas if we turn this on and come back, we're gonna get that vignette effect. Oh, see, now it shows it, right? Unfortunately, okay, now it's gone again. It doesn't work in the replay at the moment. That's kind of more or less where I would not want that effect. No clip wheels, basically I have that off. If we go to these stairs, for example, and I just pedal at them, I can ride up them pretty good, or, you know, I can do a nose manual and fly up them. This is really handy when you're riding around either the main map and you're trying to get upstairs, or mod maps and you're trying to get upstairs. Instead of getting off your bike, you know, you just pop into a little nose wheelie and absolutely fly up the stairs. If we turn no wheel clips on, we can't do that. Right, we just run into it. If I try to nose manual, that fall is going to be even more exaggerated. And so basically what's happening here, as you can see, my wheel clips through the stairs, and that's how we're able to kind of like smoothly go up it for the most part. Whereas if we go to when I had the no wheel clip turned on, you can see my wheel doesn't clip through the stairs at all, and it just sends me flying. OTB. Let's just get that one more time here. Can appreciate this face plant into the stairs. Next is max lean angle. I mean, this is, I don't really know. I usually have it anywhere between 3 and 6. Basically all this does is adjust how much you lean on your bike. So yeah, I've got it kind of like right in the middle at 6. and that seems to be fine for me. Then we have transition assist and transition spin assist. I basically always keep these on unless I'm riding absolutely no transition. If there's any transition around me, I will be keeping those on. If there isn't, then I might turn them off if I'm running into some problems. But for the most part, I'm basically keeping those on. Next is camera. This is something that kind of changes, honestly, just about every time I ride. I'm always tweaking it. And then after that is filters. I've got this dreaming one on at 34%, tune off, fisheye off, filmic off, depth of field off. And yeah, I mean, that's all my in-game settings. Yeah, the only other thing I can really show is my replay settings, like the settings I use to get like fisheye clips. So we'll just do a trick on this rail and film it in fisheye, and I'll show you how I do that. Let's just get like a 180 bar crook. Okay, feeble. Yeah, we're just gonna change mode here into the free cam, and then we're gonna press start to get some additional settings. I'm gonna crank this bad boy all the way to 126, and I'm gonna crank the fisheye to 100%. I pretty much always use like 126 to maybe 128. Yeah, I don't really know. This is kind of a weird trick. I might actually get a different trick real quick. Let's actually maybe 180 bar crook this. Okay, we're just doing 180 feebles, I guess. Maybe just do 180 bar pegs full cab. Yeah, I like that better. Let's do that. So I would probably go right before I hop to the keyframe here. Go into when I land in the grind. Keyframe there, then go to where I land and keyframe that. Go to the end here and just move the camera forward a bit. I'll go here and maybe start it like right here, maybe a little bit. Just have a little bit of camera movement here. And then I'll kind of go in between these keyframes. And if I'm bunny hopping, I might bring the camera up a little bit. Center myself. Go in between these guys here. Again, I'm hopping, so I'm going to get out of this. Bring the camera up a bit. Center myself. And I mean, that's pretty much it. That's really all I do for replays, right? Oh, we got some big time clipping here. So basically all I have to do is this. I just have to press B. It's going to bring the camera up automatically. Set a keyframe. And then that should be fixed. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I will film pretty much anything. Usually I might spend a little bit more time on making it maybe slightly better. And yeah, I mean, that's how I record fisheye clips. And if I'm filming like a long lens clip, I basically do the same. Like I'll set a keyframe where I want it right before I hop on to whatever I'm doing. A keyframe in the middle of the trick, and then a keyframe as I land, and then I kind of just play around with it. All right, now it's on to mods. Actually, before we get into mods, I do use reshade, so I'll pull that up here. I only use fake HDR, and I use the FXAA. I don't know, I prefer this more than the in-game anti-aliasing. It just looks a little bit cleaner, and everything's still pretty sharp. It's not as aggressive as the stuff in game, so that's all I use. We have all these settings. I don't use any of them. I just use fake HDR and the FXAA. The BMX Streets Quality of Life. I don't really use anything in this. I don't think. Physics settings. Sometimes I'll up the max landing. This just means you can take more impact. Sometimes for fun, I'll kind of put that up a little bit, but other than that, that just kind of stays on the default. Other settings. Instant get up. I do have this turned on, but I don't know what that means. Is that like, how do I fall? I think you just get up faster. I think that's all that is. So yeah, I use instant get up. I've got that disabled at the moment, I guess. Enabled. We'll keep that enabled. That looks maybe a little bit better. Then we have the Guru mod. As you can see, it's disabled because I basically only use this for the time of day night cycle on certain mod maps. Instead of using the baked in lighting from a mod map, it will use this. So we could actually just show an example of that, I guess. Yeah, so this is just the baked in lighting and it looks fine. But if we turn Guru mod on and we enable this, then it actually uses the same lighting as the main map. And then we could either ride it at night with our light, which is pretty cool. or we could ride it during the day. There is a bunch of stuff in here. You can unlock all the stars and rewards, gameplay. You can adjust your gravity. You can see here with all these physics stuff, I don't have them set to anything but the default stats, tricks. Right, this is all default. I don't adjust any of this stuff. The only thing I've really kind of messed around with is the hop force on a nose manny. And that is basically only for G turns. I've noticed on G turns, you really kind of hop super high out of them. So if we turn the hop force down, you can kind of get some cleaner looking G turns. Right, it's a lot lower to the ground. It looks a lot more realistic if I do it like that. But I mean, for the most part, I kind of just leave this as is. I don't really mess around with any of this stuff. Like, this is all set to the default. There's some things in here you might want to adjust, like the manuals and the grind hold force. I could see maybe messing around with that, but I don't know. I don't really have any problems in game that I think this would fix, really. Maybe I do and I just don't know, but I'm kind of just going to stay ignorant to these settings and just keep playing the game the way it was made, because that is just the easiest thing for me to do. There's also multiplayer. You can increase your multiplayer size all the way up to 32. And then the last mod I have is the part tweaker mod, this guy right here. So we can change our peg length, our post length, our post height, our bar scale, and our crank length. I basically just extend the pegs a little bit, and that's it. And yeah, that's all the mods I've got. Those are all the settings. Hopefully this was helpful for all the people asking about my settings. And yeah, I mean, the only other thing I could show is my controllers. I'm a bit of a controller fiend. I love controllers. I love different kinds of controllers. I use PS4, PS5, Xbox, Nintendo. I have an obsession with controllers. If there's anything else you guys can think of, leave a comment and I will answer it. But I think that's pretty much it. I'll leave a link in the description to the Volution Discord. That's where you can find all these mods. You can also find them on mod.io. I'll also leave a link there. If you guys are wondering how to get custom clothes like this, I will leave a link in the description to the tutorial that I followed to do this. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.